What's going on, everybody? This is Saberwolf94, and I thought it'd be really interesting to do a poll analysis today on Pokemon Sword and Shield. This is a poll from Gamefaqs, got out on the 11th and the 15th of November when the game got release date, and I made sure to save it because I know how the Gamefaqs poll work. They have them for around a day and then they go to the next one. You probably know Gamefaqs. You probably visit Gamefaqs yourself. It's a very good site. I usually go every day just to answer the poll out of curiosity. But yeah, we have this for Pokemon Sword and Shield. Now, this won't be representative, of course, of all the millions of people that are probably going to buy these games. But I mean, it does have 10,563 votes, which is reasonable enough to give us an idea, I suppose. It's not like it's just 15 people that voted for this. Now, regarding the poll, we've got 6 different options here, and the last one is about the people that never cared anyway. That's 2,416 votes we're going to have to take out of the 10,000. It's the no, but I've never been a fan of the series anyway. So the only relevant options are going to be the first 5. Now, the 2 of them, they're going to be the overly positive. The people that either bought the game or bought both games too. You got the first one, 585 votes yes, and both of them, so I can trade back and forth with myself. I used to do it too in some generations. I just so happened sometimes I got for my birthday both black and white, so I didn't have much of a choice anyway. I had them both. Other games, Diamond and Pearl, Ruby and Sapphire, eventually I would do the trade back and forth thing. So many people do this and still do it today. And I guess it's going to be something for Sword and Shield too. And then you got the, regular buyers, I guess you could say, the people that are just going to buy one version and just trade with other people. So yes, just one of them. I'm okay trading online. 1,594 votes. That's 15%. And then you've got the middle ground, you could say, the not yet, but I'll probably pick it up eventually. That's around 19.46%, 2,000 people, 2015, 6 people. And then you got the 2 negative options, I guess. The no, I'm upset by the cuts. This is what I've voted for. It's a lot more than just that for me. I've said this in other videos that the design philosophy has been problematic for years. The Pokedex was just the nail in the coffin, you could say, the final nail. And then you got the no, I used to be a Pokemon fan, but I've grown tired of this series. At a whopping 25.5%, this was the biggest result. And that's actually pretty interesting. I'm going to talk about that later. But if you compare the overly positive votes with the overly negative votes and ignore the middle, I guess, you've got 2,000 people that, bought the games, give or take, from this poll. And then you've got 3,800 people that, won't buy the games. So the negativity is kind of obvious from this poll. I guess what the strongest result is people just not going to buy the game because of the cuts, or they used to be a Pokemon fan, but they don't care about the series anymore. And then you've got the people in the middle. That's the crowd that really scares me the most, to be honest, because the not yet, but I'll probably pick it up eventually. More than likely, these guys, even though it's 19%, so maybe we can do like 10%. Okay, maybe they're gonna buy it, and then the other 9, maybe they will indeed not buy it. But I think when people say that, they probably will pick it up eventually. Maybe they're gonna try and get it used, so that they get it a bit cheaper, and then Nintendo, doesn't get that money directly. Or, I don't know, maybe they're just gonna wait and see more gameplay, maybe see some playthroughs and see what's up first. I have no idea. It's safe to say a good majority of these people are gonna buy it. And keep in mind, not everybody just buys, the Pokemon games at launch. Maybe they're gonna wait a few months, get it in the Christmas period. Maybe they're playing other games now, so they're not gonna get it yet. So, you never know. But it's a decent amount. If we add these 2,000 that they buy it, then they beat the negative results. Is this right? Yeah, it's going to be around 4,000. So the 25%, the big number that I used to be a Pokemon fan, but I don't give I'm tired of the series. I think that's part of it's Game Freak's fault, if I'm being honest. I think that if you were ever a hardcore Pokemon fan, okay, at least when playing through single the single player mode and you just want to play a good adventure game, a single player game, and you don't bother too much with the competitive and online stuff, you would casually pick up every Pokemon game as long as you knew you were going to have a good time with it. But I think that most people got tired of the series, me included, is because it's because of the level design, the philosophy that is present right now, the way they're designed the games. It ain't the same as how it used to be in the GBA, the DS days even. It's the 3DS model, and it basically got even worse with Sword and Shield. Oversimplified, not enough exploration, and not an emphasis on post game. Just a good emphasis on competitive. They're trying to make the competitive stuff more more easy to do so that you don't need to hack and do stuff like that. So there's that. A little bit of emphasis on story, but story has been weak either way. So it's basically their fault, and I think a lot of people don't care anymore, and I'm in that camp where it's basically it's in there, to be honest. It's like you've grown tired of the series. I guess I don't care about these new games, but I can still you give me Pokemon Ruby or Pokemon Crystal in my hand, I'll be able to play it. Same with Diamond and Pearl. I can play those games any day. I don't know. I mean, it's 10,000 votes, around 8,000 if you ignore the last result of the people that never cared in the first place. There is a noticeable negativity here, even from the poll. People that just they're not interested. Either they're upset by the cuts, or they don't care about the series. And I do wonder, is it because you really just got sick of it, you know, or is it because they've become shittier as time went on? It's a good question. I guess we'll never know. My brother, for example, he used to play Pokemon, of course. His latest game was White, the first White game, and that was his last one. So he played a good chunk of them, from Gen 2 to Gen 5, and that's still the majority. But then eventually he just didn't care. And I do think it was because, he was getting older, and he's younger than me, by the way. And maybe because White just didn't have that impact as Diamond and Pearl did for us. So you never know, maybe some people have grown, and maybe Nintendo is noticing this and thinking, okay, you know what? It's important for us to be getting the new kits. And the new kits today are like this, so we gotta do this to get the new generation. And they don't care about the OGs. They're kind of taking us for a ride. If we buy it, good. If we don't, we don't care. Our aim is to get the new crowd in. Yeah, they're taking us for granted. So it's pretty interesting. I mean, I really don't know what to think. It's sad that that's just how it is, but I really feel like if this game, which will probably do sell well, if it does sell like the usual millions it does, and a lot of people actually don't buy this game and be real about it. Hey, you know what? I'm not going to support you if this is how you're going to do this. If the game sells well, then it's basically the end for sure. They would really need to see a noticeable decline in sales for them to start thinking twice and being like, hey, maybe we should get our act together. Because, Pokemon sales, like, from the 3DS sales have been selling very well. X and Y did around 16 something million, even surpassing Ruby and Sapphire, unfortunately. They still haven't surpassed Diamond and Pearl. Sun and Moon have basically done around 15 million, and the Ultra Sun and Moon games, they're the highest selling ones compared to the other, sequel slash third version games, Emerald, Platinum, Black and White 2. You guys understand. And Oras, which was a remake, also did around, I think, 14 million, 13 million. I forgot. I think it's around 14 million, something like that. Very respectable sales over there too. So if this game does around the same or even better, then it's basically over. And it would have to do something like, I don't know, like 9 million, let's say. They see like a 5 million sales decline or some shit. They would need to see something like that for there to be a little bit of a difference, maybe in their thinking. But I don't know, to be honest. I really don't know, because at this point everybody knows that, Pokemon games, the actual video games on the handhelds and the consoles, I guess right now, they're secondary in their importance. They basically want to get them out there as a marketing tool for all the toys, the plushies, the trading cards, the anime, the manga books, all that stuff. They don't really want to get the best product they can out so that it sells and makes profit for the company, because it makes profit for the company anyway, you know. Even at their worst, Pokemon games sell so many millions compared to other video game series that the other guys, they would die to have half what Pokemon has, to be honest. Like, a lot of games, they're happy if they just sell 1 million. That's a success to them. Others maybe need a few million to be successful, but hey, if you're Pokemon and you get like 10 million 100% all the time, it's kind of tough to not get complacent, to be honest. It's like they've gotten complacent. They really don't feel the competition, even though there is there. And Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, those games sold around 11 million, I think, which is extremely high. I hoped they wouldn't sell so well, but they did. So probably it's over. Like I've said, the best thing we can hope for is an Octopath Traveler Pokemon game. And if you don't know what I mean by that, I'm gonna put the video, I guess, in a card so you can check it out. But yeah, that's maybe our only hope, the Final Fantasy approach, and that's it. But anyways, guys, I think I rambled long enough. I know that I've been overdoing it with Sword and Shield videos, but I just really want to talk about these things, get my opinions out there. This poll was a cool idea I thought of, and I wanted to do it. I've got a few more things I probably want to make a video about too, a Sword and Shield, but maybe I'll just keep it on the low for now. Do some TCG stuff. But anyways, thank you guys for watching as always. Subscribe to the channel for TCG stuff, even though I've been doing a lot of Sword and Shield stuff. This is a TCG channel. Sabro94, and what's up?